I'm a bipolar, by the way. I even had a suicidal moment, basically. And it's okay to be gay. My childhood, well, growing up in Shillong, so has a sweet memory there. I have sweet memories. I was one of a very famous kid around my locality, and I had a best friend of mine, and she's a female. And then we were like the best friends of the locality. We would roam around, and we would like during these festive seasons, like puja, and like we were like very into all religion kind of thing also. So we used to go to these people and like ask for money and be like a part of it, like join competitions, and I love challenges myself. So I really liked being in competitions. Like since I was a kid, have been dancing, so I love being on stage. And yeah, with time, I haven't been on stage for very long, but yeah. And I love to see. Oh, by the way, one more thing, and I love to see new things. Being in a new place, experiencing, kind of like adventurous. Like when I was a kid, I would wake up so early and clean up the house before my mom wakes up. Like I used to love doing that. And something to the other, they'd be like, where am I? Like 5 in the morning. I'm busy cleaning the house. When I was a baby, my mom and I went to buy me shoes on my birthday. I think 2, 3, something like that. Yeah. So they took me shopping to buy shoes. And it seems I cried so much because I wanted those pink shoes. And they were pink, and it seems they were shocking. And I wanted those. So they had to buy me a boy shoe and a woman's shoe to And I wore it on my birthday. I was the happiest person, I guess. I don't remember, but yeah. I used to play all the girly stuffs. Like I had Barbies, so like it was there. But then I started growing up with the society, with everything, how it goes. Obviously, you're trying to follow the tradition, to be able to mingle around. You know what I mean? But yeah, and then I was in class 10, I guess. No, 11, back in Shillong. I did class 11 there for a year. And I met this guy, and then I was just talking. And that's when I think I fell for him, basically. I had feelings for him. It grew with time. And it's not that it happened in the first sight of him. But yeah, I think after that I happened to talk to him and all that stuff. I think I went to him and I told him about it. He wasn't really shocked or anything like that. He was there for me. He was there. He wasn't judgy, or he was surprised though, but he had a feeling. So I think most of the people already had a feeling because I'm always very feminine, but there are times when I'm manly too. I was studying medicals then in Ghaziabad and doing my MBBS, and it's my father's dream. But I have nothing against it. It's just not mine. It's not my dream. So I wanted to do something else. I'll give it a try. I gave it a try, and it went on for the first year, then the second year, and the third year. It was, I don't know, it was just so empty. I was going psychotic inside me. I hated it. I hated that place. It was so boring. I wanted to throw colors on those white coats. Without my mom, I don't know where would I be right now, because I'm a bipolar, by the way. So I tend to be very depressive. I was in depression for 3 years. So that's the time when my mom really supported me. I think she's more than a mom, she's a friend. I take her to parties once, but it was fun, you know. It took some time for her to accept with everything, but I think with time she has really been there for me. Yeah. And when I said I was going through depression, yeah. So that even that time, like after knowing all that, like I even had a suicidal moment basically, because in that state you just don't know what you want to do. So she was there. She was there for me. It's funny that when I talk about it of me marrying some man or whatever, she gets very offensive and defensive, but she still takes it as a joke or something. So yeah, I try my best to share things with them, like when it comes to my sexual or personal level relationships, But they kind of hesitant to hear it. They're kind of a bit ignorant. Like they don't want to know so much because I don't think they're used to it. So yeah, I think she would be proud of me. I think I have done enough justice. Like leaving medicals, going to medical school to fashion school, a lot of differences there. So with all that, and I'm doing well with my work, in the industry that I want to get into. So I think I'm doing pretty fine, pretty well. She's happy, I think, for me, that I'm strong, I'm not weak, and I won't bow down for anything. So yeah, because she's a very strong woman. So I think it'll be nice. I think she'll be glad that I follow her footsteps. So basically, it's not that I came out to them. I think I was brought out into the light of being gay. But the thing is, I was in love with one person, one of my classmates, and then I was also depressive. So I tried to basically take meds and try to kill myself. And that's when my parents found me doing that. And that's when I was taken to a psychiatrist. And then so I spoke to the psychiatrist. I told the psychiatrist this is the thing with me, that I'm gay. And he just told me that it came out too early. And I was like, I never came out. I was brought out, basically. Because in my senses, when I was in my medicines, high on it, I think I spoke out that time to my parents that I was literally in love with this guy. When I went to study in Bangalore, it's when there was a big chaos with the fact that I'm in love with this guy, another guy now, who I was really into. So being a conservative state in Bangalore being a conservative state, so literally the principal couldn't take that shit, that we are so together. And so that's how I think my parents found out, because they knew that I was into him and he was into me and all that was happening. And I think with time, I think she realized, my mom and dad realized, and my dad has never spoken about all this with me. I've never spoken with him, but I know that he knows. My sister is fine with it. It took her a lot of time to accept it also. My brother, we're not very close. We're not close at all. In between, I didn't even speak for 7 years. So we just have that, we love each other, but we hate each other so much. So yeah, that's how it is. Basically, I never had any fear of coming out. And being after that 12, after coming to Delhi, having confidence, being myself, my mom always tells me if you won't wear now, you can't dress up later when you grow old. If you don't do things now, if you do not be yourself, what's the point later? And nobody's gonna come and give you food. No one's gonna come and cry for you. Nobody's gonna bury you, because unless you have money, and So she's like, I gave you all that, so don't give a fuck about who's gonna come and tell you what, who's gonna say what, because these fuckers are nobody, It's just you have to live your life and be happy. And I think since then onwards, I have always been confident. And I think, I don't know, people, the minute they see me, they know that I'm gay. That's what people say, but yeah, I'm cool with it. Basically, the time I think I really got down on my knee, I really broke down, was I told you earlier, I was doing my medicals in Delhi. So I was staying in Ghaziabad. I was pretty lonely and deserted. It was frustrating, and I was going through my highest peak of my depression. And then I think my mother's instinct, she knew that something was wrong with me, that I wasn't happy. She knew that I wasn't staying well. So one day she showed up at my door when I was in Delhi. And then then I opened the door and I was surprised to see her. And since then, she stayed with me for 3 months, made sure my routine and food was good, so I can come out of depression first of all. And I think to start loving myself more. And with that, I have been able to accept, first of all, accept myself and to love myself and be proud of it. Yeah, I think that's how I think she's always been there. As long as there is homophobic in the world, I don't think, whether it's a small town to the metropolitan city, I don't think there's gonna make much difference if a person's mentality is, different. You can't help that. So even maybe like a smaller town than where I grew up, I think they were like, obviously, like, I grew up to be bullied. I was bullied. But I bullied too. I like bullying. So maybe like, I don't know, people accepted around. They were just nice, being nice. Like back in my town, like people are, they're nice with words, with gesture, but behind back they pitch like nobody's talking business. Like they love doing that. So in like in a metropolitan city, what they do is they stare you down. So it doesn't make much difference. You get used to it. I think it's just how it hits you, the fact that who you are and what they make you feel every day. So compared to back in Ceylon, compared here, back home it will be like more calmer situation because people don't really stare at you or like they'll talk about you but maybe behind your back, but they won't really come and say it to your face. So I think that way it's pretty much chilled out, unlike staying in a city because you have to face day-to-day life, people every day from all sorts of fields and work, different perspective of life. And yeah, I think, and people live in cities, people are more double standard, so they tend to live different lives, and yeah, and I don't know, they may feel they're superior or something. I don't really care. I think that instead, being stared down every day in the metro when I travel or anything, that just boosts up the confidence more, and that's what it should be like. My taste is in fashion. It's very random. It's not very particular in it, but especially when it comes to me, I love looking different every day. I do not stick to one style. I like trying on different things every day. I don't know. Depends on the mood, and the clothes I have, and I mix and match, and that's me. I think I like being, when it comes to dressing sense, I think look different. I mostly wear unisexual clothes, which are mostly feminine clothes, but like they're a bit unisexual, so not too feminine, not too manly. That's me, and yeah. And when it comes to my fashion world, I think I like couture work. I really find that very intriguing, interesting, and I like Valentino. I like Zuhair Murad. But then. What else? Machesa. They're like really good work they come up with, so yeah. So when it comes to my field of work, I normally get inspired by, I love beautiful things. So that's the first thing. And I like being around beautiful people, beautiful things, who appreciate art, who appreciate clothes. Not when it's tacky, but then I think as I was growing up, when it comes to fashion, my mom has a very good sense of style. So I think I inherited from her. And my cousin, she used to work as an air hostess. So she was in Emirates. So she's very pretty and very well dressed. And I think I've always looked up to her when it comes to her sense of style and everything. I found that very interesting. So for me, and I think that's how, when it comes to career, it's just because I'm doing fashion designing, it's very stereotypical, the fact that I have to be gay or not be gay. It's not really required. I think compared to other gay designers who have made it up to the top, they did not first really come out. They came out later after they made it up to the top. So I think that's what people do mostly. They be somewhere and then they come out. But to be out and then go up, I think that's a bit a harder line to do that, because harder step since it's always a fight in the industry, in any field, I feel, and I took it because I find it that's that's because I get fascinated by clothes. I'm fascinated by glamour. I'm fascinated by, pictures and models, and that's the thing. So yeah. Being human requires a lot of strength to accept it, and I think 377 is just foolish. It just doesn't make sense at all. And I feel pity for their children, their sons, their daughters, because I'm sure behind their backs, living a double standard life, they might be doing the same thing behind the doors. So yeah, that's what I believe in, and I don't agree with it. So they say about religion, let's go to religion. The thing with religion is, I respect all religion. I have nothing against anybody. I go to all temples and churches and everything. But I believe God. But the thing is that some people say that God hates gay people. How do they know that? Have they met God? That's the question I would like to ask them. Have they met him? Has he come and told them that? If he really hated gay people, maybe most of the gay people won't be blessed. Half of the world that's running the world right now, the fashion industry, is by gay people. Yeah, I'm pretty much loved by everybody. Whoever I've met, I've come across, they've adored me. I don't think that because hatred comes within a human heart, and I think if a person carries hatred towards anything, it's sad for that person, because for the rest of his life he'll be carrying that hate, the negativity. And so as I was saying, like when I go for religion, when I go for preachings, like for churches and all, I'm not against it. I agree with everything, but it also says to love someone, and I don't think love is a hate thing to do, and because you can't control it. So, but it's just that I don't believe in religion is that I don't accept following a book. I don't believe in that. Just because a book is written that in a book, it's written that man should not love another man in the wrong way. Why should I believe that? I'm sure even that was written by a man. This gay culture has been carrying on since the time human has come into being. So I don't agree with it. I feel like every religion teaches us to love, not to hate someone just because they think that it's not right. My only advice is that be positive, learn to accept things, learn to love yourself, and with that I think you can go further with life. Being positive about what's going to happen. For people who are still not yet out, I think the best way for them to come out to their parents especially, I think you should take a very slow step. When you are ready, you will know that you are, and I think before that happens, start acknowledging, giving few knowledge to your parents about sexuality. Maybe their minds will change by the time you come out. I believe that so. I think they will learn to accept you more. It'll take time. But I think it's just you. It's you. Once you accept yourself, and once a person, I don't think anybody can go against you, because nobody's going to come and cry for you. Nobody's going to come and wipe your tears. Nobody's going to come and give you food. It's you yourself, by yourself. You have to face it. And when you're confident about it, I don't think anybody can bring you down with that. So that's my suggestion. And if you ever need help, you can always look forward. You can always Google for any community, the LGBT community. There's so many kind of different helplines. You can talk to them or get counseled by them, and it's okay to be gay. It's the word itself says it means happy, so you can always be happy. There's no harm. I don't wait for people to judge me. I judge my own self. So I think positivity is everything. That's the most important thing. Once you're positive, confident, and you know who you are, which is very important, you know your flaws, you just can face it. You just have to. Everybody doesn't accept. Some people can come and tell you you're not worth it, you're gay, you're disgusting. But at the end of the day, aren't you happy to like another person? Aren't you happy that you like that feeling? Who are you hiding from? So there's no point of living a double standard life or a triple standard. It's hard because you have to have two faces of yourself. You have to live like a schizophrenic. I don't think that's an option. So be positive and love yourself. That's the first thing. Everybody loves you. God loves you. And so the best way is accept yourself and love yourself. There's no harm to step away from that. You're gifted, so keep it. You can't change it. It's not a choice. And be protected. That's one thing that I really believe in. People should be stay healthy. So yeah, and every human does. The positivity is everything. Take your time for acceptance. It's okay to love someone. It's okay to be you, to be one. It's okay to be gay.